Who knows? Let me jump online and see if that worked. Because this is a whole new channel. Oh wait, hang on, what's that? Live June 1st. So that should, if I click on that, yay, I can see me. Question is, can anyone else see me? Right, there's 6 people here, so can you hear me? Found the new channel, hi all, hi Tech Toby. So I'm hoping you can hear me and you can see me. I am just trying to work out what the delay is right now. It does seem quite substantial, the delay. Does seem as though it could be close to like 15 seconds or something. I do have the latency turned down right to minimum, but it seems, whether it's got something to do with this being a new channel, I don't know. Quality seems fine, yeah, maybe. Yes, yeah, you can hear me, fantastic, right, you can see me, you can hear me. Baked beans, can see and hear, great. Yes, so I'll wait until I've actually kind of got X up and running, and then I can do like a time check to see between what the delay is between me and you. But as always, remember, if you are rowing this with Xer at the same time as me, then look at your app, look at Xer for like things like sprints and the start, and I can then just keep you company for the rest of it. I know it gets a bit confusing, but try and be well. Hey, Sunuka's here. Hello, just finished classes. Fantastic. I hope they went well, whatever it is that you're studying. So I'm gonna connect up my machines. Now, as you can see, today we are on the WaterRower. I have been on Concept 2 for kind of most of the recent ones have been on Concept 2. Mostly because I like to use Concept 2 just because it's training for the whole Hyrox thing. But I also have the WaterRower and have an RP3. RP3 is still out of action because I haven't fixed the handle yet. Haven't recovered the bits that fell off last week. But yeah, so we're on WaterRower this week. So I need to set up Smart Row and get that side of things working. So if I go settings and pick up the handle, give it a little bit of a pull. The pulley has gone blue, so I know it's going. It's now Smart Row connected. Woohoo, that's a good sign. And then if I go to broadcast to Xer, then when I click, yeah, look at that, that was nice and quick. So yeah, so Xer on the laptop then saw, because it goes from the pulley to the phone and the phone to the app. And I will continue with rower data. Whee! And let's set, I'm going to set the app to just row, because that way, otherwise it stops when, like if I set it for half an hour, it would stop at half an hour, which isn't really a problem, but hey. Right, and then I will set my, hang on, I want to actually put it to row first for the heart rate monitor, right? Because I always forget to start it, so I'd rather start it 10 minutes early than miss the first 10 minutes of the row, although I'll say it's a little bit long. There's Gavin Rowland, how are you? Happy anniversary to you. It was yesterday, wasn't it? Happy anniversary, Gavin. I hope you had a great day. Mine is the 29th of May. And actually, Julie and I, that was what, Thursday, is that right? Julie and I, we suddenly just kind of bumped into each other on Thursday because we both work from home right now. We bumped into each other and went, oh, happy anniversary. And we'd both completely forgotten. Like, we knew it was, like, obviously we knew it was the 29th of May. And we knew it was kind of coming up, but I think both of us were so busy and whatever that we actually forgot it was actually that day. And it was, oh, much hilarity ensued. Yeah. So, right, what's John Edge saying? Howdy everybody, congrats on the new channel, John. Nearly forgot to say, are you still planning to do some training videos with the bike erg? So, yes and no. For the no is it's not the bike erg, it's the Avaron bike that I'll be using for these, because basically they, I make, so the Avaron, the big kind of spaceship rowing machine I use, I make videos for their system, okay? So on their built-in screen, I make the rowing videos for them, and that's why kind of all the ones that ended up on YouTube recently are me on the Avaron. And they also have the Fit bike, and so they've sent me the bike for me to make the workouts on that as well. There's a couple of reasons why I've not started making them yet, which I won't get into. Part of it is just my Achilles heels kind of playing up, and so cycling kind of, sometimes it helps, sometimes it triggers it, so I want to make sure that this is fixed before I kind of go into kind of making it. It's also just a timing thing as well, where I'm trying to finish off a couple of rowing series, and I don't want to kind of delay them by making the bike stuff, but I am going to make it. Is the short, it should be the short answer was yes, but not yet. Right, let's go. Hang on, I'll continue with the finished setup. Sunset RowAlong is starting. Let's go. And this is where we can get the time. I hope you went out for dinner and spoiled her, Gavin, or something. Julie and I mean, last night we sat down and watched a movie and just went, happy anniversary. Saturday night. We weren't able to go out on the Thursday night, and so we just sat down and watched. What did we watch? We watched The Gorge. Miles Teller, is that his name? And what's her face from the Queen's Gambit? I always forget her name. But yeah, odd film. Not entirely unenjoyable. It was an enjoyable film, but odd film, must be said. Okay, can you suggest me a budget smartwatch to buy? I want to monitor my heart rate. I'm trying to think from a watch point of view. I mean, you could just buy a strap. I mean, most of these things, whatever you've got, should connect to like a strap. So if you look for the Cuspo heart rate monitor strap, that'll work for you. They also have they have the HW9 thing as well. There are a couple of kind of budget watches out there. The only thing with rowing is what I found is that nice movie. Oh, you watched it? Okay. Watches sometimes work well with rowing, sometimes they don't. My Apple Watch, I actually found was really, really good for rowing. It was very faithful. It could have kept my heart rate fine. I had a Whoop at one point, which isn't a watch, but it's still like a wrist-based thing, and that was rubbish. Basically, every time I took a stroke, it would think that was a heartbeat. So if my heart rate was at 140 and I was rowing at 20 strokes a minute, the Whoop would read that as 160. I have been together, Julie and I have been together for, 29 years and married 21. How old am I? Anyway, so that's what it says. That some watches, so budget ones are going to be a little bit trickier. So I would recommend a strap, a chest strap, or like a higher up the armband over a watch. But basically, if you are going to go like any of the ones that are, well, I wouldn't say any of them. What you need to make sure, I got Cuspo and it works great. It says CBDVD. If you are going to go cheap budget, whatever, make sure it transmits Bluetooth so that you can connect to whatever rowing machine you're using. It's kind of like, because if you don't get that, eventually you might, even if your rowing machine right now doesn't connect to Bluetooth, eventually you might sit on one and you're like, oh, I actually want to see it in the monitor. Like maybe there's one at the gym you go to and that's got PM5 and you could connect your watch to that. So maybe at home you don't have, but you get what I'm saying. Because maybe, I don't know what you use, Sanuka. Maybe, hang on, Gavin says, amazing, whee. I'm like, too many things. Any minute now, Andrew Fielden's going to ask if I'm doing sprints. And I'll be like, Anyway, right. Where are we? So if I move my head out of the way, so my head's in the way of the timer, so I can't see what it says. Right, so it says 6:18, 6:17, 6:15 there, bosh. Yeah, so it's a 15-second delay. That's quite large compared to the other RowAlong channel, like my main one. So I'll have to check whether it's a settings thing or whether it's got something to do with, I've got to go, I've got to get my dinner. All right, okay. Good night, Sanuka, or good evening or whatever. Maybe it's got something to do with this being a new channel, the RowAlong Live one, that YouTube haven't given me like the best when it comes to latency. Because I am pretty sure I set it to ultra low. I'll check again. But yeah, 15 seconds is a heck of a delay, isn't it? If you haven't started warming up yet, I recommend just moving up and down, doing a little bit of a warm up. Before you do that, of course, if I'm going to do it again, check your foot plate height, your foot stretcher height, and get them set for whatever shoes you're wearing. Maybe you're on the same machine, the same shoes you always wear, in which case that's not too much of an issue. But having just swapped on to the WaterRower, and I'm in my barefoot shoes, the ones like zero heel rise, I've actually got to really put the foot stretchers up. Am I okay? Yeah, okay. That seems okay. There's something weird about, I don't know what it is height-wise, that there's something about the angles on a WaterRower that are different to a Concept 2, so I do feel a little bit more kind of restricted as I come in here, but I don't want to put my feet any lower in the stretcher, so I'll just have to kind of live with it, I think. So anyway, so do look at always adjusting your foot stretcher height anytime you sit down with either new shoes or in a new machine or whatever. Don't just assume that it's in the right place. And what you're looking for kind of as a ballpark is that the strap covers the balls of your feet. So if you find that the strap, you can kind of see in the video, if it's like up high on the bridge, and that kind of the higher part of your foot, then you're going to get really kind of constricted as you come forward. So think about lowering your feet in the foot stretchers, and that will then help you as you come into the front with that, trying to get into that vertical position. Of course, you don't want to set them so low that it straps then chopping off your toes, because that would then be terribly uncomfortable. Of course, you can, all of this you can kind of nullify by just undoing the straps. But the thing is that the angles remain. So even if I took my feet out of the straps, if my feet were set too high, I'd still have that problem with the angles. So the straps are kind of a good indicator for where to put your feet. So it's still an idea to kind of look at them and go, right, where would the straps be sitting if you were to do it strapless? Strapless rowing being a fantastic thing to do in terms of technique, that if you are out of the straps, then you can't tug yourself forwards again, because if I sit here, right, so I'm sitting in the back of the stroke and I'm just going to tug myself forwards, there's the straps, okay? See what happens? My knees pop up and suddenly everything's pointing backwards at this stage, and I'm like, oh, how am I going to get forwards again? So if you are rowing and you tug yourself forwards, everything becomes compromised. So this is why you're better to get your arms away and then tilt over your hips to create the momentum to take you into the front of the machine, okay? So where are we? We are 3 minutes to go. I'm going to have a quick drink of juice because I've got a busy day today and I've not drank anywhere near enough. Is Eddie Farr? Hello. Is that Mike Cheney? Anyone else? Other names that I recognise? John Edge is in the background. Yeah, cool. Hello, everybody. And there's 24 people who are watching right now. Well done to all 24 of you for finding this new channel. Now the reason for it is that James Ray got in touch after when I was talking last week about I was trying to work out what I need to do to try and kind of grow the channel a little bit. And James suggested that possibly the live rows, because they only ever really get like 200 views or whatever, which is perfectly fine. I mean, like there's 24 right now, and if it's just stuck at 24, then that's perfectly fine. But what he was suggesting is that possibly because of those low views, YouTube has started, like the algorithm has started to see low viewership on my videos. That like oh, only 200 people are turning up to watch that, and so it's no longer recommending it to other people because it's like, well, this is like a channel that's obviously not working. And so he'd watched another video by someone who suggested if you do lots of live stuff, and especially if you're not monetizing it, because I don't monetize these, then it's a good idea to have a sister channel, a separate one that just does the live ones. And there's other reasons too. It means that it's going to be easier to find. When you go to this, you just have to go to RowAlong Live, and you'll see the next one is going to be sitting there waiting for you to join. I mean, I've already put in the one for June 8th. You've got 8 likes so far, better than last week. What is that too? Or 10 now. If I can like it myself, can I? Oh no, I undid one because I obviously already liked it. Anyway, sorry. So hopefully doing this is going to kind of help things. Anyway, right. So I have coming up for 50 seconds to go. Remember, if you're rowing on the Exa app, look at the app. Don't look at the YouTubes, okay? Because you're going to be 15 seconds out if you do that. I'm going to do this low intensity. I think what I'm going to do is low intensity, and then when I see the sprints, I'm going to sprint them. That's how I'm going to row today. I'll not do the first sprint because it comes too soon. So the second sprint, I will do that one, if that makes sense. But remember, if you're doing this on Exa, look at your app. Don't look at me on YouTube. Or if you're only doing this on YouTube, then you can follow me completely, all right? And then all will be good. And we're going to get ready to go in a few seconds' time. So good luck, everybody. Have an enjoyable row. I will continue to talk to you, don't worry. But I thought I'd just say that because I never really say that. So here we go, in 10 seconds' time. Make sure and have a little bit of a wiggle of your backside. Get your posture right before we start. And then we're going to go in 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Oh, it's a dodgy first stroke on the WaterRower. For me, well, there is Andrew Fielden. I wasn't too sure if you were here or not, Andrew, but I just saw your wee name pop up. Now, the force curve doesn't appear on the WaterRower for Exa yet, but it's a good thing because there is something about the WaterRower that the stroke profile just feels so much different. to concept 2. It's a lot heavier at the front, and then if you don't stay connected, it just completely shelves off at the end, which is a little bit odd. Anyway, so there's a sprint coming up, which I'm not going to do because it's too soon. Well, I assume it's a sprint. It's only a 1.6 kilometer course, so we will come round to this sprint a couple of times. But yeah, what are we, a minute in? And as being, I wasn't warming up before we started, I don't want to get straight into a sprint. Oh, I don't mean to say that I don't like the WaterRower. It just feels different to row on. There's something, yeah, like I say, whether it's about fluid dynamics, I don't know, but you wouldn't want to see my force curve, put it that way. It's kind of top loaded and then ski slopes to the bottom. I'm just looking at Smart Row right now. Ooh. Anyway, so we're going to use the first couple of minutes to get warmed up in this row anyway. And so that means thinking about your body angles. So you want to make sure you're tilting forwards kind of before you bend your knees, okay? So arms away, tilt, and then bend your knees. And that should mean you get in to the front of the machine with straight arms and a forwards tilt comfortably with like lots of time to spare, really. Like I'm already in that position before I bend my knees, or I should be anyway. And then try to hold that forwards tilt as you push your feet into the machine. And if you find that you have to open your hips, like swing your back early, either you've got the resistance set too high on your machine, or there's a chance that you're pulling early with your arms and not keeping them straight and letting the leg power travel from your legs into your hands and into the handle. Is that a sprint coming up, or is that the end of the lap? Well, tell us in a sec, won't it? Whew. If it's a sprint, I might speed up for this one. I know it's only been 4 minutes, but it's only 100 meters, so let's go for it. Where are we? One more stroke. Okay, so remember, when you sprint, you take power up and rate up. Wasn't much of a sprint, 140-ish. I'm feeling a little sluggish today. Could be dehydration. I spent all afternoon at band practice in a warm, un-air conditioned, rather smelly rehearsal studio, playing the drums. And you don't think that playing the drums would take it out of you, but it does. So yes, I'm just waiting for the kind of zing to kick in. Oh, who just texted? Oh, nobody. But this is why rows like this one are perfect for a Sunday afternoon, because we can row it the way I'm doing it and still get a lot of value from it. So the majority of this row will be nice and slow, fitness building, technique refining, but with 2 sprints every, 6 minutes, we get 10 chances to shine, basically, and to just alter the intensity of our workout. So that not only means it's a bit more interesting, but the variation in heart rate and intensity is actually really good for your body. That's why HIIT workouts are so effective, like Tabata. Okay, 300 meters. I'm going to take the pace up, but I'm not going to sprint. Last stroke. One more. So where was I? 20 strokes a minute and about 2:05 pace. And now 25 strokes a minute and about 10 seconds faster. And again, here, I'm not actually thinking about pulling any harder on the handle. All I'm thinking about is pushing harder with the legs. And because I'm doing that with straight arms, I brace against the handle with more force. Take a couple to ease off. And then because I'm bracing with more force, that's where the power transfers into the machine. And also, how you get a more powerful pull into a finish. It's like a recoil. So when you're taking it nice and easy, 20 strokes a minute, it'll be a nice, smooth profile as you hang off the handle. Shouldn't feel too tough, but then as you push harder with the feet and brace more against the handle, you'll feel that tension increase. And the recoil, as you then pull the handle in, should feel more powerful. So that's why it's important to think about pulling at the back of the stroke, not the front of the stroke. There's Andrew pulling me into a bun fight, rearing up next to me. It's amazing to see just how fast Andrew's become over the past couple of years. Well done, Andrew. You really have put in so much work, and it shows with your speed and fitness. Okay, 2 strokes. One more. Here we go. So, last time my rate wasn't high, but power might have been. Whereas that time I tried to get the stroke rate up to what, 37? So not particularly any more force into the stroke, but much higher stroke rate. And the reason I'm going on about this stuff today is that my current thing, let's say, is that I'm just worried for the world, or worried for the world of indoor rowing when it comes to people just clambering on and not using their time effectively. Some would say they are wasting their time. And that's why having a plan for a workout is a good idea. And even things like low intensity with these sprints is enough of a plan, because now you're rowing with purpose. You've got something to focus on. So my focus right now is to row it between 20 and 22 strokes a minute at 2:05 pace. What's TT saying? Sorry for not attending. I have a delicious butter chicken. Whoa. Yes, it is all about priorities. I hope it's nice. Yeah, so I go into a gym and you just see people climb on the machine, hardly make it move, and then they'll write in their log that they did a 10-minute rowing workout, and you're like, but did you? You might have been on the machine for 10 minutes, but I don't know if I'd call it a workout. And so, really, that's what RowAlong has always been about. Well, this fast bit coming up again. Take the pace up after this stroke. Here we go. So if you are rowing on Xer, obviously wait for this banner to pop up. And then you can do the same. Or if you are not connected to Xer and you're just rowing with me, then just do the pace changes as I do them. Like the little bunny off in the distance. I did say last week that a huge problem I'm having with my rowing right now is just not training for speed. And I think today really is proving that. There we go. I mean, I could hold 2:05 pace on its own for like a couple of hours, easy, from a base fitness point of view, I don't really have to worry, but from a performance point of view, I am starting to worry. But I know it's because I haven't been training fast. The last real fast stuff I did was the beginning of the year when I made the 5-part sprint series. Everything else has been kind of easy or tempo stuff as part of my high rocks training, which, talking about people flapping up and down on machines with no thought to technique, you should just go watch a high rocks if you want to see some horror stories. Funny thing is though, a lot of them are fast, but because they use their upper body, which is all very good at certain stages of ability in high rocks, but the moment you want to actually compete, try and get up the podium, that's where you want to cut out energy leaks, and that's where technique plays a part. Okay, one more stroke, and let's go. I think Andrew just held back to give me a chance to win one of those sprints. Oh. Tell you what else, this is a very complainy row. I had a Greg's baguette for lunch today, chicken and bacon baguette, and that was about 1 o'clock, 4 hours ago, and it's still sitting in my stomach. But it was Julie decided to give the Too Good To Go app a chance, or not a chance, but just to see what it's like. Basically various shops who have food that they would otherwise throw in the bin, they sell off for a very cheap amount. So we managed to get 3 baguettes, a pack of 5 jam donuts. I have a phobia of jam, so that wasn't good. 2 just normal unfilled baguettes, 2 Yum Yums, I think that was it. But all of that for £2.50. So if you haven't heard of the Too Good To Go app, I really recommend taking a look at it. Lots of good places on there with lots of good food. Ooh. I don't know whether it's meant to try and help people who can't afford food, or if it's just there just because they can make a little bit of money, ease having to chuck it in the bin. I'm sure they're not losing money from giving me all that, but yeah. Today's row, sponsored by Greg's and the Too Good To Go app. This isn't one of my more rowing focused rows today, I'm afraid, sorry. kind of all over the place. One more, and back up with a rate and pace for 300 meters. I just remind you that the WaterRower is using the Smart Row pulley. So the pulley at the front, where the strap goes round, is a force meter. But it also knows stroke rate, obviously, and stroke length, because of the amount of times it turns. And so it's able to broadcast very accurate data to Xer or whatever app. Like it's the pulley broadcasts to the Smart Row app. We got Andrew waiting there for me. He's like, come on, get on with it. Back up to pace. Now obviously, I'm recommending Xer as the app you connect to. This is for this is with feel, the virtual rowing idea. This is the best, in my opinion. But there are, like, if you like rowing to like virtual, like real life videos, like the ones that I took on Scottish lochs, then KinoMap is there for you. So if you like videos, KinoMap's there, but if you like this, which actually I think is a much more motivating and interesting way to spend half an hour. Not that I'm throwing any shade on the other lot, but I just love Xer. Now where are we? Is this the 100 meter one coming up next? So if we're lucky, we should get to do this 100 meter sprint 2 more times, and the 300 1 more time. We might just sneak round to the 300 again, but I don't think so. Let's take some breaths in. 1 more stroke after this. All right, slightly out of time, but yeah, definitely fatiguing for the fast stuff. Now, my back's opening too soon. I really need to train fast again. And as being, I think I'm going to have to take a break from running for the next few weeks to try and help my Achilles heel. Achilles heel. Then maybe I make sure to throw in some fast sprint sessions on the rowing machine to make up for it. Can't take too much time off running though. I've got October is quite a busy month. High rocks wise, I'm off to Toronto at the beginning to race open singles, and then end of October, I'm racing pro doubles with Brian in Birmingham. So I need to get this Achilles issue kicked into touch so I can get back into running. So I've started something called shockwave treatment, which is basically like a pneumatic jackhammer that also sends high frequency sound vibrations. So it's slower than like a massage gun. It goes boom, 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 instead of so I'm hoping that will help. The red light therapy, I think, is helping in terms of swelling and things, but it's not fixing the problem. Neither is massage or so like WaterRower gel or something. Right, 300 coming up again. Let's all watch Andrew leave me for dust. One more. Here we go. I don't think my heart rate, there we go. It was saying 170 a second ago. I think 149 is much more like it. Yeah, I've lost the oomph from my legs. This is when I talk about performance, fitness, and tempo training. That's what would help this. Like I said, I could row low and slow forever, but this is gradually taking its toll. Oh. All right. I don't know if we will make the next one. We'll try and speed up a bit. So I'm glad you've all found the channel. Remember to check in every week where I'll be posting the live stream link. If you don't already have Exer and your machine will connect to it, then go to exergame.com and download a free trial. You can use that alongside the next live row. Yeah, we're not going to make that sprint, or I'm not. Go on, Andrew, you can make it. And next week, it's 9 in the morning, so I won't have any excuses. Have a busy day. Hopefully you enjoyed the row though, whether you are on Exer or just whether you just spent half an hour just enjoying the YouTube feed and listening to my waffle. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Still, 73 people turned up. You got to remember, this is an evening row in the UK, so for lots of people that means maybe dinner's around the corner, maybe weather's nice, maybe they're doing something else. So although we do manage to pull in quite a lot, I saw some Canadian flags and things there. It's like summerish, so 73 people turning up. I think that's amazing. Well done, everybody. Right, open report. That's what I did. You can definitely see the fatigue hit. So that's, yeah, that one, and then it's like, oh, I couldn't manage that, and then, oh, I really couldn't manage that. So yeah, it's interesting to see when you look back on this, but you can see everything else is relatively, apart from the big dips that I had, you can see how much I kind of slowed down for 2-3 strokes at the end of those 300 meter sprints. It's interesting, isn't it? Right, what have we got? Thanks, John, from Dan Ellerton. Thank you, Dan, for turning up and rowing. Yeah, so, I mean, listen, these live rows, they're like, again, they're much like I was talking about with the app for Greg's, where you never really know what you're going to get in terms of what my chat's going to be. I mean, I'm not going to, I feel like I'm about to apologise for what I was talking about today. I'm not going to apologise for what I was saying. It's just sometimes it's very on-point rowing technique and motivation things. Sometimes it's just me talking for half an hour. And maybe that's, thanks Tech Toby, maybe that's what you need on a Sunday evening, is just to kind of have someone keep you company, rather than it being about, right, come on, yeah, you can do it, motivation, stay strong, and or maybe you're just like, oh, I just want to row, I just want to rock, man, I just want to rock. That's a Metallica quote for you. Right, so what I've got to do next, I have to go and make a baked risotto, which I'm hoping is going to taste nice. Andrew Fielden says 92 people on his screen. That's interesting, isn't it? How, well, it must just be when we started. What's John saying? How come you started with blue skies and clouds and I had black thunder clouds and torrential rain? Ah. Sun shines on the righteous. I don't know about that. Baked Bean says, thanks, was fun. Good way to start the day. I'm guessing it's just, thanks, John, and everyone for the company and motivation from Gavin. Oh, and CBDBDBD says, thanks, definitely just knowing others are rowing gets me to the rower. Yeah, I think that's the thing, is that knowing that we're all in this together. Like, listen, you can mute me anyway. So, Andrew was just messaging again, wasn't he? Oh, too many notifications. Hang on, I'll quit Smart Row first. Quit. There we go. Save. That'll pop up twice on I had rain as well. I wonder why I didn't. Maybe they just like me more. Maybe the extra people are like, right, he's going to be broadcasting this on the internet. Let's make sure he gets decent weather. It must just be an algorithm thing. Who knows? Yeah. So anyway, so I have to go make a baked risotto. So no big long ranty outro today, I'm afraid, because I have to go and get that sorted in time because the kids are away. It's their club championships swimming today, and they want to come home and eat. So I have to make a baked risotto. But it's really nice. Oh, you just get it all chorizo. I think it is. Is it chorizo or pancetta we make it with? Can't remember. Anyway, I'll find out in a minute. Put it all in, cook it, bung it in the oven for 25 minutes, and oh, it's lovely. So that was it for our Sunday evening. Thank you so much for finding the channel, for joining in. Next week, like I said, will be 9 o'clock in the morning, and that's, the 8th of June. And then the week after that, we'll be back to this time, and then there's a 2-week break, I think. So 2 weeks, and then we'll be back up again. Basically, I'm just taking a break for summer, but I'll be back up for the beginning of July. So, yeah. Everybody, I hope you have a fantastic week. Anyone say, Cedric. What's Cedric saying? Cedric Hugh. Nickname on Xer is Drix33. Not in a good form today. Me either, Cedric. Don't worry about it. Didn't want to row, but thanks to you, I had the motivation. Oh, fantastic. You know what? That's the most important part, all right? That's really what everything I do is about, is that if you were like, oh, I can't be bothered rowing today, and then you're like, well, actually, there's a live row, I'm going to turn up and do that, and that gets 7.15 kilometers into your body, that's amazing. Or if you're like, oh, I don't know what to do today, and you pick one of my pre-recorded rows or whatever, and then that gets you to the end of a row that you wouldn't have done, that's exactly why I'm here. All the flap about training plans and performance and stuff, that's just something to hang what I do around. I'm just here to try and get you rowing, okay? Well, there's a new mention for someone on Strava, but we'll see. There's, is it Rosewither? Okay, I kept on meaning to ask you that in enoemails. Thanks, John. First live row. Delighted, fantastic. And I hope you were thinking about your forwards tilt and things, and make sure and get that compression right into the front of the machine. Yeah, so if anyone else wants to send me a video of them rowing, I'll gladly help with your technique. Andre, I missed your comment. Started with 44 people. All right, it's interesting. But the weather cleared up for John Edge after 10 minutes. That's good. Right, I'm going to go. thank you so much for being part of this one. Again, I said it again. I will see you next week in the morning. Maybe you can't make it because it might be like 3 o'clock in the morning for you, in which case that's perfectly fine. No one's going to shout at you. But it'll still be here for you to come back and do a rerun, because does it really matter if you do it live or not? I suppose it does, but yeah. So I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to go cook a baked risotto. I am going to wait for my kids to come home, and I'm going to tell them I love them, tell my wife I love her as well, because it's a couple of days after our anniversary, and it's actually Holly, my youngest, it's her birthday tomorrow, so I'm going to have 2 teenagers in the house. That's the thing, to have 2 teenagers and to be turning 50 in the same year. That's one way to feel old. Yeah, right. Gavin says, thank you, John. Have a good week. You too, Gavin. Everybody look after yourselves. Like I say, make sure and tell someone you love them that you love them. What? Tell someone you love that you love them. There we go.